Texas Department of Public Safety has prepared this educational video in order to assist applicants for a Texas commercial driver license and successfully determining if the vehicle is safe to operate on the roadways. In this training module, we will discuss the steps necessary during the engine start portion of a safety check.
When starting the truck, the driver must consider safety first. In an emergency situation, a fire extinguisher is used to control small fires. Extinguishers must be securely mounted and fully charged. City and air horns must function properly to warn other traffic of your presence. Mirrors enable the drivers to see areas behind and to the sides of the vehicle. Mirrors must be securely mounted and adjusted before operating the vehicle. Vehicles must have an emergency triangle kit consisting of 3 reflective triangles. The purpose of the triangles are to direct the traffic away from the truck on the side of the road. A driver conducting a safe start must first place the vehicle in neutral. With the left foot engaged, the clutch all the way to the floor. While the clutch is engaged, start the engine. Once the vehicle has reached idling speed, release the clutch. Applicants must be aware of any lights that are illuminated after the startup of the vehicle. You must ensure that the ABS light indicator illuminates and then promptly turns off. If this indicator remains on, please search out for a service provider. While the truck engine is idling, check both wipers to ensure the blades are secure and operating correctly. Verify the washer fluids are working properly. The windshield must be clear from obstructions and free from dirt, debris, or cracks that could cause the driver to lose visibility of other motorists, traffic, or changes in the road. Applicants must ensure the selector of the heater is readable and that the vent is blowing out air. When leaving the truck, always remember to engage the parking and trailer brakes. This safety feature will keep the vehicle from rolling. It is best practice to check the parking brakes on the truck and the trailer. When checking the parking brake, make sure both are engaged. First, I will release the parking brake. Then I will place the truck in gear and gently place my foot on the accelerator. If a tugging motion occurs, the brake is engaged and working. First, release the trailer parking brake. Then I will place the truck in gear and gently place my foot on the accelerator. If a tugging motion occurs, the brake is engaged and working. The temperature gauge measures the water temperature in an engine's cooling system in the engine block. When reading this gauge, keep in mind that it's only telling hot or cold. The oil gauge is at the proper operating range. This gauge will ensure that the engine has sufficient lubrication to prevent engine failure, seizure, or breakdown. The gauge should be in the standard operating range. The voltmeter gauge shows that the generator or alternator is charging, functioning, and in the standard operating range. The air gauge informs the driver the amount of pressure in the braking system. It should be between 120 to 140 at the govern cutout. Fuses and breakers protect the electrical system. It is good to have a few extra for safety. The dashboard indicator lights for signals, flashers, and headlight beams indicate which functions are active or warns of problems of vehicle components. I'm going to turn on my left indicator light to see if it is functioning. I'm going to turn on my right indicator to see if it is functioning. I'm going to turn my hazards on to make sure they are functioning properly. I'm going to turn on my high and low beams to make sure they are functioning properly. To properly check if there's a leak in your air system, you will first start by turning the engine on. You will build your air pressure up to about 120 and turn your engine off and release your brakes. Once the air brake check is complete, you must conduct an air leak rate test. Once the air stabilizes, I will apply the service brake. While watching the air pressure gauge, wait till the pressure stabilizes again. When it has stabilization, make sure it does not lose more than 4 pounds of pressure in 1 minute. While in the driver's seat, it is important that the low air warning indicator is properly working. Once your pressure is built up to 120 pounds of pressure, you turn your engine off, turn your key to the on position, and let your gauges stabilize. Then you're gonna apply pressure and hold for 1 minute. You shouldn't lose more than 4 psi. While in the driver's seat, it is important that the low air warning indicator is properly working. To perform this action, one must check to see if the ignition is still in the on position. Then you are going to fan your brakes by pumping the brake. My low air warning device should come on or at 60 psi. I will continue to do this to check my emergency brakes. The trailer and parking brakes will pop out between 20 to 40 psi. I will now perform a hydraulic brake check to ensure the right amount of pressure is applied in the case of an emergency. I'm going to pump my brake pedal 3 times and hold it for 5 seconds and observe that my pedal doesn't fade.
This video is just one tool available to future CDL drivers to assist in preparing them to become licensed commercial drivers. For further training and educational material, please visit the Department of Public Safety website.